Okay, so I want to just show you how you can see the new names that I found and other work that I'll do. I've got other things that I'm going to be focusing on going forward on both sides, on both mom's side and dad's side. But just so that you can see, because all the stuff that I'm finding, I'm adding to Family Search, and so you'll be able to see it. And in order to do that, if you go to familysearch.org and then log in, and if you've got a password, do that. If not, you can use your church account or whatever to sign in. But as long as you get signed in, and then go to Family Tree and click on Tree, and then this will show your family tree. Now, um, I keep getting that pop up. I don't know what it's for, but anyway. So you can see this here, and and you can see that it shows me and Angela, and then you guys, and I've got records for my kids as well. One thing to be aware of is that when you create your own account and you look at your tree, it creates a record in Family Search for you that only you can see. So this record here, and you can look at each one of these records, has this little identifier here. It's like the 7-digit identifier, right? Um, Even for Angela, for example, when it shows us as being married, um, this record that I have linked to me as my spouse is not the same as the one that she sees for herself. So when she logs in and she looks at her record here and looks at this identifier, she's going to see a different identifier than this one here. This one here exists because I had to create it. I made a new one. And then after making it and putting some information in it, it now is part of my tree, but it's a separate record. And the reason why I can't use her record is because she's still living. And that's the same for you guys. You can see I've got records for both of you here, but they're not the same record identifier as you'll see for yourself when you log in. The reason why this exists here and this exists here is because I had to create new records and add them as my parents. So technically there are duplicate records now in Family Search for you. For example, for Dad, for you, there's this one that I've created, and then there's the one that you have for yourself, and they're two separate records. And if you make a change in yours, it won't show up here for me because this is the record that I have, and you can't access this one because it's part of my tree, right? But where we can start getting in common and sharing information is the next level up. Because your parents, mom and dad, both, all four of them are dead, you can link your record to them as to these records as parents, and I could link these same records as parents to my copy of you. So there's your copy of you and my copy of you, and both of them can show these same records as parents. And that's the key. If you make sure, and you can see the ones here, 9SHK HPP for Oren, M671FVX for Catherine, 9 or K2ZL T7Q for Philip, and then LNQH TYL for Lucille. Right? So if those are the same records that you have for your parents, then everything that we both see from that point forward will be the same. Because for this record, for Oren, the parents that are linked to this record are these records. And so if this is the record you show as your father, and it's the record I show as my grandfather, we'll both see these same records as the parents. And this is where you'll be able to, if you come back behind Florence, and then, from Thomas, you'll see Robert and Elizabeth. This is as far as I was able to get before. And with census records, I found, actually this here, I found, your great grandfather, so your dad's grandfather, Thomas, and his siblings and parents in Indiana. And I was able to determine that they came from Lincolnshire, but I wasn't sure where or when, who they were. This is what I was looking for, is information about Robert and Elizabeth, and managed to find it. And so again, if your copy of yourself is linked to these records as your parents, then you will see the information that I found. So for Robert and for Elizabeth, I found their parents, I found their siblings. So if you look, Robert has all these siblings, and Sarah, or Elizabeth rather, has all these siblings, and it shows their parents. And then you know, for these, this is where I'm stopped here, but I know where this information is. I know how to find it and how to verify it, and it's work. It takes work to do it, but I think I'll be able to add another layer here, as well as their siblings and these guys' siblings. I expect to find as well. Likewise for John and Mary, you can see I don't have information on John Barley. I'm pretty close to being able to complete that. And Mary Crashley as well. I've been doing a lot of work on finding these. So, but these are all the people that I was missing. All of these siblings of Robert and his parents and grandparents. And then all of these siblings of Elizabeth and her parents and grandparents I still need to add. But if you, again, just going back to this, if you have the same record for Orrin as your dad, then you will see all of this work that I've been able to do. And likewise, Mom, as long as you can verify that the records that I have for your parents are the records that you have for your parents, then I'll be able to, we'll both be able to share the same information and see it. So hopefully that makes sense. If you got any questions, let me know.